My name is Prince Bradford. I am a writer and an author. 2 years ago, if somebody had said to me, tell me about the books that you write, I would immediately have jumped in a sales pitch mode and try to say something exciting with the hope that I can get the person to buy a copy of one of my books. But now, when someone said to me, tell me about your books, I stop and I try to ask the person some questions because I want to get a feel of what the person is like and try to gauge the person. I want to know if the person is really interested in buying a book, if the person just want to hear about the books. Because one of the things I realize is that there are some persons who consider themselves so intellectually advanced that they'll never buy a copy of my book. They can't stoop to read something that I write. And I have friends and acquaintances that they'll never buy a copy of my book and they will not read it. In fact, some even go as far as to bring up some absurd, whether real or make believe thing from my past to tell me that, okay, this is who you are. And I have had to take the opportunity to tell persons that look, what you probably need to do is go on the internet, find Prince Bradford, and accept that this is the person that you will have to deal with going forward. But does that say that I don't make sales pitch for my books? Of course I do. Fact is, I've done sales pitch and I've had unbelievable results. But when somebody said to me, tell me about your books, and this I'm talking about the present, what do I say to such persons? Because now I'm finding myself in the position where persons who have read my books have been saying to me, let me tell you about your book. And then I have to stop and listen as they explain to me what they have garnered, what they have drawn from what they read in the books. So when somebody says to me, tell me about your books, what do I say to such a person? Do I tell them about the persons who, in front of their friends or whoever is listening, say proudly, every time I read your book, I am inspired? And if that person read one of my books, will they be inspired? Do I tell the person who want to hear about my books about the retired teacher who said to me, after I've bought your book, and I read it, you do not have any control over the possibilities that I can imagine for that book. But will they understand that? When I have somebody who have read a copy of my book say to me, this book is greater than you, will they understand that the person is actually saying that, look, this book is a book that speaks of the hopes and aspirations of an entire people group? Will they understand that? I had the opportunity to listen to a pastor introduce one of my books to her congregation. And as she talked about the book, in my mind I was saying to myself, I would like a copy of that book. But what she was seeing in the book was way outside of what I thought when I was writing. But if a person gets a copy of that book in their hand, will they understand what it is all about? Or when a person says to me that this book reflects advanced thinking and a lot of maturity, are the prospective reader at the stage where they can appreciate such statements? So these are all some of the things that I have to look at now when somebody say, tell me about your books. Well, the books, they are available on Amazon, and I have created Facebook pages for some of the books. Wagwan Man is a book I put together for Jamaicans, and it's dedicated to Jamaicans, the motherland, people of African descent. And believe me when I tell you that persons who have gotten this book in their hands, they love it. Crumbs Under the Table is another book that I believe can stand on its own. It has its own Facebook page, and you have to take my word for it that it's a book that is well loved. There are 4 books that I grouped together and I put them on a page: Jamaica Stories and Poems. And if you desire books with a unique Jamaican flavor, then I'd suggest that this is the book for you. The Animal Trilogy is 3 books, and the main characters are the bird, the fishes, and the animals. The unique thing about these 3 books is that they drive the sales of the other books. So here I am saying to you, do you want to know about my books? You may have to read and come to your own conclusion. But I'm telling you that those who have read them, they are fascinated